Hi, I'm Michael Yardney. With property prices in many capital cities hitting new highs, people are once again asking, can property values keep rising? I've mentioned in the past that we've got record population growth and we're not building enough houses, and this is pushing up property prices. But some are asking, do we really have a shortage of dwellings? And can property prices keep rising? Well, yes and no. Like most things, it depends. You see, there's not one housing market, so it's impossible to make a blanket statement about whether we've got a housing shortage and whether property values are going to keep rising. You see, like most things in property, it's all about supply and demand. Now, while many first home buyers are looking to set up family in the new outer suburbs, a good proportion of them want to buy apartments in what I call aspirational inner suburbs, in our inner capital cities, close to their work, close to entertainment. Now, interestingly, this also happens to be the same market where many investors are looking. At the same time, established homeowners are also looking to upgrade their homes in these inner and middle ring suburbs. With more buyers wanting the same type of property in the same suburbs, yet fewer properties on the market than a year ago, we've got a shortage of supply in the locations where people most want to live. And this means property prices are going to keep increasing. Now, with very little construction of medium and high density dwellings, apartments and townhouses, this shortage of properties to buy and to rent is unlikely to change for some time. Currently, banks are reluctant to lend to developers, and when they eventually do turn on the taps, there's going to be a lag of a number of years before the new bigger developments are completed. And these new developments will have to come on stream at considerably higher prices than currently achieved. That's the only way it's going to happen if it allows developers to make the kind of margins that banks want them to see for them to lend. Now, while there may be a surplus of CBD apartments in some of those new high-rise towers that you see around our cities, in general these cater for investors. In fact, over 80% of them are inhabited by tenants. Of course, few home buyers are really keen on living in the centre of our cities. So many of those high-rise towers developers have got on their drawing boards are unlikely to change the groundswell of unmet demand from home buyers who are going to head for the suburbs. Yes, property values will keep increasing in these inner and middle ring suburbs. However, there's no shortage of housing in the outer suburbs of our major capital cities. And this is, of course, where builders are busy building new houses. But there's also lots of land there, and this is resulting in subdued price growth. Similarly, in many regional and rural areas in Australia, demand's low and housing's plentiful, and of course this means there's only going to be modest price growth. So back to the original question, is there a housing shortage? Yes in some areas and no in others. Will property values keep rising? Yes, but significantly more in some suburbs than in others. As homeowners and investors, and in fact tenants for that matter, head for the same inner and middle ring suburbs, areas where land's basically built out, yet which offers proximity to workplaces, schools, public transport, shopping, entertainment facilities, in those areas rents and property values are going to keep increasing. Okay, what about affordability? Everyone's arguing about affordability. Well, there's always going to be cheap houses around. Just look in the outer suburbs, in regional Australia, in rural Australia. The problem is most people don't want to live there. Now, 2010 is going to be a great year for property, and I'm going to keep you up to date with the changes happening in our property markets in future editions of my Property Update newsletter. But now's probably a good time to remind you that in changing times like we're experiencing as the property market moves on, no one can quite help you like the independent property investment strategists at Metropole. They're known, proven and trusted. In fact, they've won multiple awards. Now remember, at Metropole, we've got no properties for sale, but access to every property on the market. If you want to find out a little bit more about what's happening in your local market and what our research suggests is in store for you, join us at a free property briefing at our offices in Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane. Just click on the link below to find out more and reserve your place. Also, if you want to get set for the next property cycle, if you'd like to educate yourself, be one of the first to buy the new fully updated third edition of my best-selling book, How to Grow a Multi-Million-Dollar Property Portfolio in Your Spare Time. Over the last 4 years, my book, that great book, has become a property investment classic. And this new edition has been updated. It's got updated strategies to take advantage of the new property cycle. So please click on the link below for more details or to order your copy. Now, in between these newsletters, if you want to keep up to date with my regular tweets about property, please follow me on Twitter. I've even put a link for that down below. See you in 2 weeks' time. This is Michael Yardney. Look forward to a great 2010 in property.